All right, we're live. I hope it didn't catch what I just said, you guys.
Yeah.
You don't want to know. But good morning. Good morning. Okay, I am here today again with a healthcare mama of
Hi.
toddlers, right? Who decided to change her life with high ticket affiliate marketing. So this is Miss Ebony.
Hi. Yeah, I'm a first time mom to a little boy. He's 2. He's going to be 3 in August, which is crazy. I have literally no idea where the time went. I feel like I just had him yesterday and it's crazy.
So wild, so wild. But like today we wanted to just hop on and talk about how moms, us as moms, don't just want more money, right? Because
Mm.
if we just wanted more money, we would figure out something, right?
Oh
We
yeah.
would save, we would marry somebody who's really rich. I don't know. We'd figure out something, right? But no, we don't want just more money. We want more time, right?
Right.
More time with our children, more time with our families, more time to sit down and listen to the birds in the morning and drink our coffee and not feel like we're in fight and flight all the time.
Yeah.
Like, like seriously, I worked in the ER the last 4 days. So today's my first day off in 4 days, 4 12-hour shifts. And let me tell you, I don't know how I used to do that all the time. I don't know because like I got home last night, I'm like dead to the world. Okay. Wake up this morning, my house is a mess. House is a freaking mess. Okay. Which like it's nobody's fault. Like it just happens, you know?
Yeah.
My husband's home, but like obviously him and I have like, man versus woman, different standards on things,
Yeah.
like it just happens. And like the floors are dirty because we got 2 dogs and it's springtime and like the laundry is washed but it's not folded and like the dishes and things just like start to feel overwhelming and I'm so tired and like I mentioned right
Oh
before we
yeah.
got on here, like I haven't washed my hair and like I think today will be day 5. Like I've showered, I haven't washed my hair because it's like it takes too much energy, it takes too much whatever. And I don't know how I used to do this full time.
I feel the same way. I looking back at it now cuz I've been making a lot of posts and I've been finding like a lot of pictures when I was in nursing school and like when I first got started in my healthcare journey as a nurse and everything. And just looking at myself then and looking at myself now,
Mhm.
I don't know how the heck I did it because I was running on like 2 hours of sleep. Like I was going to nursing school. I was working a full-time job right when I got out of high school because my grandpa was a stickler. He was in the military. So he was either like, you go to school, you get a job, or you're going in the military. And I was like, no military. Like
Mhm.
nothing, not that is wrong with that. That wasn't for me.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna work and I'm gonna go to school. So I worked in the day, went to school online, and then I had a nighttime job at the time as well because I was just trying to save like a crap ton of money. And like I said, looking back at myself now, I don't know how I did it. And it's crazy because that is like a lot of moms' reality now. And it's like I don't know how I would have done that. Like you said, like the house is a mess. Like there's dishes, there's always laundry, which is always annoying. um, but it's just like those little things that, add up. And as a mom, speaking for myself, and I'm sure a lot of other moms, it's like you get overwhelmed. And then you're like, well, I have the house, I have my baby. And on top of that, I have a job that I have to, perform well and I have to, do all these different duties. And you can't like tell your boss, oh, yeah, well, I just don't feel like it. Because you're gonna you're gonna be out of the door. They're like, okay, well, you can go home and you're not coming back. Like
Well,
there's
yeah. You're
yeah, it's
all-
like yeah,
yeah.
like you can give them this sob story and it's like,
They
okay, are you
don't
gonna
know.
do your job or not? Yeah.
Mhm. Exactly. But and like it feels so good when and then I'm sure you can attest to this too. Like when I'm not working, like if I hadn't have worked 4 days in a row coming into today, being Tuesday,
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel this way. I wouldn't feel that, like you said, overwhelmed. Like I literally
Right.
dropped my daughter off at school. Okay. And then I just stood in the kitchen and I was kind of just like turning in a circle, like looking around, like, okay, where do I start? Like, do I do the dishes? Okay, do I do the
Yeah.
laundry? Okay, but like I should really do the floors, like the floors need to be swept, like there's cat hair,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
well, if I do that first and then I do this, but then like, and it's like, what do you do first? That
Right.
overwhelming. Whereas like when you have the time, when you have the mental space to just live your daily life and not have things build up like that,
Oh yeah.
it's so much more peaceful. It's so much more enjoyable. Like, yeah, it's just so much better. You have that time to do the things, to care for your house, to spend the time with your family and not feel overwhelmed by everything. You
Oh
know?
yeah. I'm the same way. I'm like, I feel like, you know, just even like scrolling on social media in general, like you find these videos where like the moms are like, you know, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm a mom. I don't know how I do it. But somehow, even if you're working, even if you have your own health issues, personal issues, whatever,
Mhm.
you're still gonna find a way. And I think that's like the beauty of being a mom, because I could literally be like, you know, my battery is 0% and my baby's gonna be like, yeah, mama, I need you. Like, I'm there.
Mhm.
Or the house needs to be taken care of. Like, you can't like neglect the house either, because like, so there's always more where you can like reach, like there's always more from a mom. Like they're always
100%.
pouring from an empty cup. And that's like the
100%.
beauty of being a mom.
And I don't know how moms do it, but we always do. Like you said,
Oh
the
yeah.
mom's plate is so full, it's overflowing, right? You're doing X, Y, and Z, and then all of a sudden you're running a business.
Right.
And you're like, wait a minute, how did I get here? Wait, how did I get here? Right? But like when you are a mom, you always find a way. Like you said, you
Oh yeah.
always find a way. And some ways are definitely more efficient and better than others. And
Right.
like when you can learn a little bit more about how like investing in something that is an asset that
Right.
can help you make money while you're cooking breakfast for your kids, while you're reading books at bedtime, like that is what then helps your plate become less full,
Oh yeah.
right? Because if you can get yourself an asset, right? If you can invest into some sort of asset that's going to put money in your pocket, whether it's a rental property or some sort of online business income stream, right? Or maybe you do stocks. I don't know. There's a million different options out there,
Oh
okay?
yeah.
And like what Ebony and I did and what hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other busy moms have done is invest into an asset, right? We invested into a business, into our own business, right? In high ticket affiliate marketing. Okay. And when we invested into that, this business is one where we can, yes, make income through direct sales, but also be able to earn passive income. And that passive income is what I'm talking about. Being able to earn money while
While you're
you're doing
sleeping.
other things. Yes, while you're
Yeah.
cleaning your house, kids, and all that other kind of stuff. Like you're not physically putting in all those hours, right, for the passive income. Okay.
Yeah.
And like another thing too is how many hours, like I want like the people watching, how many hours do you work, to get your biweekly paycheck, right? And it's probably anywhere between, I don't know, $1,000 to $2,000 of your take home, right? Like that's pretty average. So
Yeah.
like how many hours are you putting in to take that home? Right. And then, like in this business, okay, we can make $2,565 in one sale. Like when you start off in one sale, you can do that. How many hours would you have to put in to bring home that? Okay. Here in this business, we teach you how to do that in like a 1 to 2 hour sales call. Right. Like that is the beauty of investing into a true asset. Okay. And like, that's a whole nother thing too, is like when I started this business, I didn't know what an asset was. I didn't know what a
Oh, me
liability was.
either.
I didn't even know what my credit score was. Okay. Like I knew absolutely nothing. Nothing. I was on the sales call. I was on, or not sales call, but I was on like a call with Jessica and Riley, and they're like, okay, like pull up Upstart. I was like, okay, and like, okay, pull or open up your Credit Karma, like whatever in the DMs, like open up your Credit Karma,
Yeah.
whatever, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't know my credit score. I don't, what does that even mean? Like, what does a
Right.
credit score of 710 even mean? I have no idea, like not a clue.
Right.
And like, not only has this business taught me like how to make income more efficiently, but it's taught me about income. It's taught me about investments.
Yeah.
It's taught me about the assets and the liabilities and all of those types of things that I never knew about. And I love talking about it and sharing it with other moms because I can't be the only one that didn't know.
I didn't. I knew so I knew a little bit about credit because my grandma was such a stickler about,
Mhm.
you paying your bills and
Yeah.
like having a credit card and not,
Mhm.
spending to your like your max and
Right.
paying it down. So
Mhm.
I knew enough to get by, but I didn't know that credit goes as deep as it does. And I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people don't because if
Mhm.
you're not, if you're not specializing in credit, if you're not working at a bank or just like something that has to do with credit every single day, you're gonna be like, yeah, like well, my credit score is a 730.
Mhm.
Okay, so like I can go and buy a car. I can, put a down payment on the
Mhm.
house and not
Mhm.
have to pay as much as someone else would.
Mhm.
Well, that's a little different, but yeah, same thing. But yeah, I had no idea.
Mhm.
And when I bought my house like 2 years ago, and this is my first house, and I had no idea the depths that go into a house, and they want your pay stuff. Like it's so crazy because I was a nurse. I didn't know nothing about social media. I
Mhm.
knew nothing really about investing and credit and just how to make myself better and be better as a person and teach people that because I was like, well, I don't know. Like, go
Mhm.
look it up on Google and then figure it out. And now I'm like, well, let me show you. And like you said,
Yeah.
like, I'm so excited to like tell people because it's like everybody should know this. Like, it's not just like, it's not a secret. Like, everybody should know this.
100%. And that's another thing too, is like I am such a strong-willed, independent woman, like
Oh, yeah.
always have been since I was a little girl. Like I want to know and do everything like myself, right?
Right.
And so I have been with my husband now for, gosh, how many years? 9 years total.
Oh.
I think we're going to have our seventh wedding anniversary soon. So like
Oh.
it's been a while, okay? And like he was always the one that did the loan stuff, right? Like
Right.
we've owned two homes, we've owned two cabins, we've like purchased multiple different vehicles and like a tractor and like whatever, like lots of different things. But that was always him. Like
Yeah.
I was like he did it, he was in contact with the bank, like I knew nothing about that, right?
Yeah.
They didn't like think it was important, I guess. But then once I got introduced to high ticket affiliate marketing and put in a room with these
Oh,
powerful
yeah.
women that know so much about investments and income and assets and liabilities and whatever, like all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel more empowered than ever. Like every
Oh,
woman
yeah.
should know this. Every person should know this and understand it because otherwise you could end up in a lot of deep holes in many different ways, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like you mentioned about credit cards, right? So a lot of people don't know that if you have, like, let's say your max on your credit card is $10,000, right? If you have more than 30% of that 10,000 used up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it is so much higher, like interest rate on it.
Oh,
Like that's
yeah.
bringing your credit score down. Like it's
And then it takes
really
forever to pay off because, like you said, the interest is just at that point, it's just eating you alive because
Mhm.
like you said, $10,000 and you're paying what, like $200 on it? That's gonna take you forever to pay off that.
Yeah, because
And
the interest just keeps piling up. Yeah.
exactly. And I made that mistake once and I was like, and it was for school and I was a dumb 18-year-old. And
As we all
another point that I brought this up is a lot of people like schools do not teach credit. And which is mind-boggling to me. They teach you about fractions and whatever else I can't even remember now because a lot of it is just pointless. It's like, oh yeah, like when you get into college, like your teachers aren't gonna let you do this, and then you're in college, and it's like, yeah, I don't care. You can wear your pajamas if you want. I don't really care. It's like, and even in college, I mean, they touch on it and they kind of a little bit because I did business as well, and so they touched on it a little bit, but not enough to be like where you're walking out unless you're like a
Mhm.
stock person or whatever the case may be, that you're really gonna sit there and know like, yeah, like credit and investing, and if you do so much of this, like this interest is gonna eat you alive, and then you're gonna be screwed, and then you have to figure it out, and it's so yeah, like I said, I was a dumb 18-year-old, did the same thing, and I was working 2 jobs, and honestly, like, I don't like to ask for help, but at that time, I was trying to figure out school, and my grandma had to come and help me, and, like, after that, she explained, like, "Hey, like, you don't do this because you're gonna get yourself in another hole, and
Mhm.
then from there, what are you gonna do?" And then so, yeah, I've learned my lesson, and, like, but a lot of people don't know that, and then they get themselves in 80, 100,000,
Mhm.
sometimes even more, depending on what you're doing, and you're like, "Well, I don't heck, I don't know what to do."
Well, exactly, but, like, the thing is people don't feel bad for not knowing these things. Don't feel bad,
Right,
right? Because, like, we didn't know it. So many people don't know it, and it's because we didn't grow up in that circle, right?
right,
Because, like, if it's not talked about readily around you by family, friends, school, people at your job, like, whatever, if it's
right,
not a conversation that is being had around you as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, like, how are you gonna know that? Like, yeah,
exactly.
sure. Now in today's day and age, right, it's so easy. You can just hop online and learn things. You're scrolling through TikTok, all of a sudden there's a financing thing on there. Perfect, you're
Right,
learning. But like it's unless, yeah, you're exposed to it, you don't know, right?
exactly.
And so like just a little bit, like an asset is something that puts money into your pocket, right?
Mhm,
Something that like every single month or every single whatever is like it's going into your bank account and it's building it, right?
right,
Whereas a liability is taking money out, right? So like let's think of your car, right?
mhm,
So you buy your car, and then every single month, you're not only paying for your monthly payment on your car, you're also paying for your insurance. You're also paying for your gas and your oil change and getting your tires changed, right? That's constant money coming out of your pocket. It's
oh,
not
yeah,
giving you anything, it's always coming out of your pocket, right? Same with your house. Okay. So
oh,
you
yeah,
buy your house, you put down X amount percentage, your 20%, whatever. And then every single month, you're paying your mortgage, you're paying your electricity bill, you're paying your insurance, right? Oh, now your hot water heater went out, you're paying that. Okay. Oh, your property taxes went up, you're paying that, right? Paying out of your pocket. The only time that your house is ever an asset is the day that you sell it. Because that is the only, unless you're renting it out, right? But then that's a different thing. That's considered a rental property and whatever. But like otherwise, the only time that your house is an asset is the day that you sell it.
right.
Yeah.
And let's not talk about too, like when you drive your car off the lot, like
Mhm.
you spend $75,000 for a car.
Mhm.
As soon as you drive off that lot, your that price value is going down very fast,
Yeah. Don't, I
very
mean,
fast.
now take this as you will. I'm a 30-year-old mom in the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
Don't spend that much money on a car, you
No.
guys. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Unless you're already a millionaire, which then why the F are you watching my video right now? Because like I said, I'm a Midwest mom. Like, why are you watching this if you're a millionaire? But like if you're a regular average Joe like us, like don't spend that much money on a car. It's literally like spend a fraction of that money on a car, right? Fraction of that amount of money and use what you didn't use and put it into an asset. Invest
Exactly.
in something that's going to put money back into your pocket, okay? Whether that is a rental property, right? Which a lot goes
Hmm.
into that too, right? But if you do it the right way and you talk to the right people and you have it set up appropriately, it can put money into your account every single month,
Oh
right?
yeah.
There you go. You invest into high ticket affiliate marketing, right? You make a one time investment, okay, without even your own money, okay, because we help walk you down zero down options, okay, and then you come in with the bank's money, not your own. You pay off your investment in 4 sales. So after 4 sales, your investment has turned into an asset, right? Because now it's going to be putting money into your pocket repeatedly, 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 repeatedly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so crazy nowadays. I it's so crazy when people say oh, I don't have the money to invest. I don't
Mhm.
have the money. I don't have the time. And it's like, okay, but you rather go and spend I don't $5,000 on a purse
Mhm,
or a car, like you were saying. Like,
mhm.
I just don't like, and you see that, and it's like, well, you said you didn't have the money, but where did that money come from? And there's
Exactly.
no judgment at all. Like, you spend your money how you will, but it's just, mind-boggling that like
Mhm.
people's like priorities. Like, what is your priority? Do you
Mhm.
want to make money while you're sleeping, or do you want a purse that's not going to give you any like financial freedom? Like, you can just show off, and then in a year or two, it's going to be depending on how you take care of it. But it doesn't even matter. It's like that's to me, it's just a waste of money. Like, I could care less about designer
Mhm.
purses.
Mhm.
Like, I don't even go I don't even go anywhere. So it's like I don't really need to show off to anyone. I don't need to have a fancy car. I don't need to have fancy clothes, like obviously nice clothes, but nothing like oh my god, look at her. She's dressed down in like Louis Vuitton. Like no, like I I could care less about that.
Well,
Like
100%. And, like, that's kind of the difference between, like I've talked about it before too, but, like, the rich man mindset and the
oh
broke
yeah,
man mindset, okay? And so, like, the broke man is most of us, right? So,
right.
like, most of us, you think that, like, "Okay, when I have money, I need to buy things to show people that I have money," right? "I need to
Exactly.
buy that designer bag. I need to drive that fancy car. I need to have
Mhm.
all of these superficial things to show that you have money," right? But, like, the rich man mindset, how rich people actually do it, they don't actually show off
Not
their
at all.
things. Not at all, right? What they do is they take that money that you spent, that 5 grand that you spent in that Louis Vuitton, right? And
Hmm.
they invested it
Oh yeah.
into an asset that makes them more money. Then they have more money, okay? Now they can buy that bag, right? But
Right.
it's essentially with free money because they invested that original $5,000 into whatever asset that they chose, and
Right.
now that's making them money, right? Like, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
It's
I don't either. But I was gonna say, like, Adam Sandler to me is like a perfect example. Like, this man is like a multi-millionaire, maybe billionaire. I have like no idea now, but
Mhm,
like if you see him on the street, like he's really dressed out in like basketball shorts, a shirt, and like some like
mhm,
off-brand sneakers. And he's like, I don't need to, like, I know I have this money and I know my family is going to be taken care of for the rest of their
mhm,
lives, and that's fine. I don't need to do that. His wife
mhm,
doesn't. I don't know about his daughters, but I'm pretty sure they don't either. And it's like, why? Why do I need to have this?
mhm. Oh, she cut out a little bit. She'll come back and did that a little bit earlier. But yeah, essentially what she's explaining is that, like, you don't have to show off, right, to have money.
I'm sorry, I lost connection.
No, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay. I just when it cut out, I was like, "Oh, wait, she'll be back." So,
Yeah.
what he just said was, like, essentially what you're saying is, like, you don't have to show off that you have money to have
Right.
money. And the people that truly do have the money, they're not showing it off because that's not what their goal is, right? Their goal is, like
No.
you said, that their family is taken care of, right? If they have an emergency, they know that they're taken care of financially. Like, that is what matters to them,
Oh
not
yeah.
proving that they have money, right?
No.
Yeah.
And I feel like in this day and age with how everything is like just groceries and
Mhm,
gas and just everything in general.
mhm.
Like if I was to walk out with a $5,000 purse, that'd be like, okay, so like can I have that purse? Are you gonna sell it so I can have the money to go buy groceries? I'm
Exactly.
like,
That
it's
that is
so
the age
crazy.
that we live in. Isn't that freaking ridiculous?
It is. And I've seen actually this morning, this I was watching this lady and she had to use Afterpay to pay for her groceries.
Mhm,
And that was so sad because
mhm,
I know like me, like I'm privileged because my fiance has an amazing job and whatever, but thinking about it, a lot of people don't have those resources to just go and buy whatever they need. Like they
mhm,
have to use Afterpay and
mhm,
whatever other like or they have to go take out a loan on their car, which also done stupid. Don't ever do that. It's like, you know, people really don't understand how bad some people have it, and then the people that are good, they really don't see how good they have it. And
mhm,
for me myself, I know I can personally like, say like, oh, I wish we could take more trips and I wish we could do more things. And I sit here and I think I'm like, well, we're in a nice house, we're in a nice neighborhood. My baby's healthy, I'm healthy, my fiance's healthy.
mhm,
A lot of people don't have that privilege. Like,
mhm,
and that's just the sad reality of what we're living in right now. And yeah, I just had to bring that up because that's just like another point, like that moms and really in general like are worried about their babies and they don't
Mhm.
have health insurance. They're relying on the state. They're relying on food stamps, which in Arizona that's a really big issue because they're not getting back to people and they're not so their moms can't get like formula and stuff for their babies and it's just a sad situation because they're not wanting to help and I feel like if you don't have that good of a job like you can't
Well,
pay for groceries.
and I mean, like, it's so frustrating because, like we talked about earlier, moms work so hard and are willing to do so much for their children.
Oh yeah.
But, like, we live in a day and age where you work your hiney off at your job,
Oh
right? These
yeah.
moms are working their heinies off at their jobs, multiple jobs, probably at least 2 jobs, a lot of these
Oh
women,
yeah.
okay? And they can still barely, barely
Get
pay their
by.
rent, pay their mortgage, and have money for groceries, like you said. In fact, there's a woman on our team, okay? There's a woman on our team, Ashley,
Hmm.
okay? So she both prior to this, prior to starting high ticket sales 3, 4 years, I think it was 3 years ago,
Yeah.
she used Klarna
Oh
to
yeah.
buy groceries. That's what she would do. But like that just goes to show that you don't like you don't have to be somebody special to join this
No.
business, right? We have moms that grew up in Section 8 food stamps, like literally on their own from the age of 16, right?
Right.
Who have joined this business and completely transformed their lives because they saw what would happen if they invested into an asset,
Oh yeah.
right? Invested into an asset that teaches you from the ground up, right? That is what we do here, okay? This isn't like the flippin' ads that you see from Shelby whatever on Instagram, right?
Oh yeah.
No, 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 no. Her courses, right? Her course, $8,000 to teach you how to be a closer, okay? Then you're done with that course, right? Oh, now what? Now you got
You're
to go
not
find
even guaranteed a job.
no, now you gotta go find a job, right? You just
Yeah.
paid Shelby 8K. You know how to close a sale, right? You think, but you need to go and find a job now, right? That's what's different here, okay? You invest into this business, right? And you're investing into not only yourself, but mentorship. And guess what? You're also investing into I'm brain farting right now. What is it called? It's called distributor IDs. Okay.
Yeah.
You're also investing into distributor IDs, right? That give you the right to sell a product. Okay. Yeah, literally. So, I own 4 digital franchises within this business. Okay. 4 digital franchises. Okay. 4 different distributor IDs, meaning I can make money on each account. Okay. So, this business, when I joined the training, right? They taught me from the ground up, just like Ebony, right? The
Mhm.
training, how to create content, how to create content that converts, right? How to be a setter in your own DMs. Okay, how to have conversations, how to get leads, and how to be a setter in your own DMs. Also, how to be a closer, right?
Oh yeah.
Literally grab you by the hand, take you, hop on sales calls together, and teach you how to run a sales call, teach you how to close sales. Then they're also teaching us how to run a freaking business like a boss.
Hmm.
Literally, how to run an actual business. Like
It's
that is
amazing.
exactly, that is what we do here. That is what's different than buying a course from Shelby, right? Like it's so 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 crazy. And I've literally I posted a video talking some shnikes, whatever, last week about Shelby. I had women that I have never seen these women. I've never met these women. I don't know who these women are. Reached out to me on
Yeah.
Instagram, being like, "Hey, like I checked into her course. Hey, she's her setter's been in my DMs. Hey, my friend did her course and this is what happened." And they're all very upset with how she makes it sound so good and sound like it's all
Oh yeah.
amazing. But all that she's doing is selling you her course.
Exactly.
That's
And
it.
like, oh, I'm sorry.
No, 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 go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like if you guys follow her on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, wherever she's at, she lives like she shows like the glamorous side of
Mhm.
that. But like you said, she's selling a course. Like you're
Yeah.
not
And
gonna
so
get anything from it, and you're gonna like once you're done. you're gonna be like, okay, so now what? Now you have to go find a job.
Yep.
And in this job market, that's probably gonna be pretty hard. I don't know how that works because I've never done her course or whatever, but
Mhm.
I'm sure it's probably not like, oh, here you go. Like I'm gonna hand you a job. No.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, it's
Mm-mm.
definitely not. And so, like, yes, Shelby became a badass closer,
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
She did door-to-door sales. She did all sorts of stuff, right? But, like, she's not teaching you to do what she did.
No.
That's not what she's doing. She essentially condensed what she learned over many years into a course that you're going to buy from her, right? You're not talking to her in her DMs, right? That's her setter, right?
Yeah.
That's her setter. Okay. You're not going to be hopping on a call with Shelby. No, 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 no. You're going to be hopping on a call with her closer, right?
Right.
Right. So, like, she taught them how to set in the DMs. She taught them how to close you on a call, right?
Oh yeah.
And now, okay, you close in the call, you bought her course, and now what? You do her course, right? And you're not reaching out to Shelby for her to answer your questions,
No.
right? You're probably sending an email, right? An email is going to somebody who knows who that somebody is, right?
Right.
They probably have an algorithm that they go through to answer your question,
Right.
right?
Probably trying to claim to be her, which we all know that isn't her. Like
Exactly, exactly. But like that's how her system is set up. And that, I mean, it's
yeah.
because she's running a business, right? She's running a business selling that. Okay. But
Yeah.
like what we do here is very, very, very different. Like we just explained, like it's so much different because yes, when you join this high ticket business, okay, yeah, you're not only going to be getting the training on how to be closer, but you're also going to learn how to run your social media, right? Learn how to create content that converts, learn how to get leads, learn how to get sales, all that kind of stuff. You're going to
Oh
learn how to
yeah.
become a setter in your own DMs, right? How to be a setter in your own DMs. You're going to learn how to be a closer, how to close your own sales. We literally teach you, take you hand by hand, hop on sales calls with each other while you're taking notes, and we teach you how to do it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then we teach you how to be a boss ass bitch and run an actual business, right? Because when you join with us, you get distributor IDs, right? Distributor IDs that allow you to sell the product, right? We are connected with a 50-year-old business, right? 50-plus-year-old business out of Japan, okay? That has medical grade products, medical grade technology, right? Like it is a true real business, okay?
It
And when you
is.
start with us, you can come in with anywhere between 1 and 4 digital franchises, okay? Like literally life changing, not just a little course for 8K from Shelby where you're going to be screwed in the end, right? No,
Yes.
this is an actual true investment that's going to teach you lifelong skills plus give you a real true business, right? So like you can create an LLC right away when you start this business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Create an LLC. Then you can move it on to what's the next step? Is it a corporation? I
Yeah,
can
I think it's a
I don't know
corporation.
the steps. All I know is
Yeah.
that our girl Riley, our mentor Riley, right? She just went from an LLC to a corporation. Okay.
Which is
And
amazing.
what is
That's
it? It's been
crazy.
like a year and a half or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like we teach you, how to get there, how to build there, how to do it. And
Yeah.
like that is what makes us different. And like this is the type of business that is going to allow moms not only to like make more income, but get more time back, get time with their family because like we're able to make sales where in one sale you're bringing home more than what you would in your biweekly paycheck,
Oh
right? Like
yeah.
my biweekly paycheck as an RN in the ER working 24 hours a week, so 48 hours in a paycheck, whatever, is like $1,600. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's considered like good money. Like
Good
that was
money. Yeah.
real, like that's like real good money, right? But
Yeah.
like in this business, my very first sale that I made here, $2,565. My very first sale. What? That like literally blew my mind, like explode, right? And my mentor helped me directly make that sale.
Oh yeah.
Like she helped me. She helped me be a setter in my DMs for that sale. She helped me on the sales call. We hopped on together. I sat there. Like this, like my little notepad, and she ran the sales call, right? And I've hopped on like hundreds of calls with her. And now I hop on hundreds of calls with my girls and I help teach them. Like it's so crazy to like think about how we're taught that like you have to work harder to make more money. But that's just not true.
Right.
You just have to work smarter. You have to find different ways. You have to put yourselves in rooms with different people to like expose yourself to different ways of making money, right? Like
Right.
where I grew up, where I live, people that's the name of the game. Like they're farmers here. If you want to make more money, you got to work harder. You got to have more acres. You got to have a bigger tractor. You got to till more acres, like more, more,
Right.
more. But like then I put myself in a room with people who think differently, right? Who think
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh no, I don't need to actually put in more physical hours. I need to find a business. I need to find an opportunity that I can invest my money in where I don't have to work as hard.
Right. I
And
feel
when I
like
learned about
too,
that, I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
it
Of course I can
is.
do that.
And I think another point for myself speaking, I don't believe that we're supposed to work until we're 70,
Mhm.
72, 60, well, 65, like 66 now, I think. But a lot of people go past that, like 70 and older.
Because they have
I,
to.
yeah, because they have to. And I don't believe that. I've said that since I was probably like in high school. I was like, yeah, that's not for me. And my grandparents are really old school. So they're like, like you work, you take 2 vacations a year, maybe one if you're lucky, and then you work and that's it. And you take care of your kids and you take care of the house and that's it. And I've always said that. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to work for me. So, like, me and my grandpa have like a running joke. And I'm like, because at first, when I told him I was starting a business, he was like, yeah, you're crazy. Like, yeah, good luck with that. Basically, what everyone else said.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay. Because from a young age, this is going to make me sound real bratty. I just do not like being told no. Like, if you tell me no, I'm going to figure out a way to do it and I'm going to prove you wrong or I'm going to
100%.
get what I want.
Yep.
And
100%.
it sounds so bratty, but it's the truth. Like, that's just me. Like, I don't like being told no.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just preparing for my retirement. He's like, yeah, well, good luck with that. And I'm like, okay, talk to me in about 10 years where I'm retired and I'm going to be
Mm-hmm.
like 35.
Yep.
And you have to, not that it's a problem. Like, I'm not trying to bash anyone at all. It's just, I don't want to live like that. I
Mm-hmm.
want my baby to go and travel and see the world. He can go back, from summer vacation and tell his friends, yeah, my mom took me to I don't know, Miami for my summer vacation. Like my mom took me this place in Disneyland and all of the zoo and like just not having to worry about work and
Mm-hmm.
asking for PTO, worrying about checking my bank account before I have to go and do something. Like there's just so many things about this business that I love and that's definitely changed my mindset on a lot of things because I honestly used to be real close minded. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, yeah, I'll just work, I'll pick up more shifts
Mm-hmm.
and I hate to break it to you, if y'all are nurses, picking up more shifts doesn't mean anything. That paycheck is not gonna really show it unless you're really like, doing it. But for me,
Yeah, but then you're
I
gonna
was
be dead
like,
at the end of it. Yeah.
yeah, like a couple other $100, and you're like, yeah, okay, I just busted my ass for
Literally, I'm not even
yeah,
joking you. Okay, so in my current job, okay, so
yeah,
I have been at this job in in Crookston at the ER for it was a year in November, okay, and that
okay,
in that entire year, okay, well, year plus now, I had never picked up an extra shift because I didn't need to. I've been in this high ticket business for it was 1 year in April, okay, and so
okay,
I had never picked up an extra shift, okay. Well, there was a shift open and I was off that weekend and it was a doctor that I liked and then, the nurse that was working the shift I liked. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll pick it up for, whatever the incentive pay was. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Worst shift of my entire life. I'm not even joking you. Like, I'm not even joking you. It was not worth the extra money. It was not. It was horrible. It was
that's
so,
normally how it goes. It's like, yeah, what?
it
Then
was
you're like
not
looking
worth
at the
it.
time and you're like, can this time go by faster?
Exactly. So like, it was not worth it.
No,
So not worth it.
no. I feel like if the people are watching that are nurses, like half the time it's not worth it. Like I'd rather just do what I have to do. Like I'm definitely like an overachiever. I am. I'm an overachiever. And like I was trying to show off at first and picking up shifts and my one of my old friends at my job, she's like, "Why are you doing that?" She had been there. She was an older lady. And she was like, "Why are you doing that?" I was like, "Cause I like working." She's like, "Yeah, talk to me in about a couple months." And then I got to that couple month part. I was like a new grad, super excited, ready to work.
Mhm.
And then I think there was one night, it was like the middle of the night, and she was on the shift with me, and she was like, "Oh, I see there's like an opening," and I was like, "She's are you gonna take it?" And I was like, "No, nope, I'm gonna leave that for someone else. Like
Yeah.
I'm okay."
Mhm.
So
Oh my gosh. Yes.
yeah,
But it's been 40 minutes. I've been holding
I
Ebony
know.
for 40 minutes. I'm sure she's like, my kid is sleeping. I have a whole thing. I have a
I
whole
know.
thing to go. But Ebony, thank you so much for hopping on with me. I
Yes.
think this was a super good conversation that really kind of shows moms that like you don't have to work harder
No,
to
you
get
don't.
that time back with your family. Like you really truly don't. And if anyone is watching this and is interested, reach out to Ebony or I. Send us a DM, right? And we'll get you over to our free live masterclass and you can see for yourself just how
Oh yeah.
many women have changed their lives through this high ticket affiliate marketing. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good day, everybody.
You too.